I'm with Ryan Dorn. Ryan, can you help us understand the online paid content ad sale?
Absolutely. It is one of the most talked about topics right now. But the first thing to try to figure out is, really, Heiko, what are we going to call it? So people call it native advertising, they call it sponsored content, they call it paid content.
But isn't that all the same?
It is all the same. And here's the thing that's interesting about it. Correctly, the term is native advertising. In all the years that I've been selling this, and recently I've never had an advertiser say, Ryan, I'm interested in native advertising. And so it's like we're trying to force advertisers to call it something we want them to call it. More than what I hear is people calling it sponsored content or paid content. So while native advertising is correct, according to the Interactive Advertising Bureau, I just call it sponsored content or paid content. But as a company, a media company, pick what you want to call it and then go with it, and everybody call it, the exact same thing.
Okay.
So there are three main components, and I want to be clear on something. We're not talking about print paid content. We're talking about things we can do online. So there's three main components. We're going to write an article for them, and we'll talk about that. We're going to give them social media exposure, and we're going to give them e-newsletter promotion.
Okay.
So the first piece, and it's important for me to note this piece, is that we're going to write an article. Now this is typically handled by a freelancer. Why? Because typically editors are just overburdened as it is. So instead, what I'm going to do is hire a freelancer. Let's say that you're my advertiser. I'm going to hire a freelancer to work with you. The freelancer is going to collect the article, collect the pictures, maybe shoot the video. That's their responsibility, so you don't burden your editorial team. It also addresses the common problem of separating church and state with the editorial team. So in this example, the article was, how can virtual training simulators be more realistic for cops? So whoever the virtual simulator manufacturer is, the freelancer worked with them to write 1, 2, or 3 articles, however you'd like to sell it, and then we're going to place those articles directly on our website. And we're not going to hide them. This is not something that's dark or scary. This is something that readers actually really like. So that's the first component. We're going to write that article. The next is we're going to create some space on our main page to show where these links are, where these articles live. So this can be a sprocket on the website. You can call it sponsored links, paid links, exclusive links, however you want to label it, but you have to promote it on the main page, otherwise the article's not going to get any traffic. So that's the next piece. At the bottom of the article, typically there's a lead gen form. Now let me be clear, in the B2B space, there's almost always some type of lead gen form. In the consumer space, not so much because it's not as prominent or as prevalent. Now you'll notice on this one, there's probably 10 pieces of information.
Yeah, that's a long list.
It is. I would say that maybe 3 or 4 pieces of information to collect is appropriate. But again, in the B2B space, the lead gen on the article is really important to the advertiser. So we've got the article. We've promoted it on the main page of the website. The next component then is social media. So from a social media component, we have to be really careful. In the consumer space, we're typically going to use Facebook to promote it.
Right.
In the B2B space, we're going to use LinkedIn or we're going to use Twitter. Facebook is just not as prominent or prevalent in the B2B space. Now, there's a couple things to consider here, and it's important for all publishers to note this. Facebook's terms of service are very, very clear. If we're promoting paid content on our Facebook feed, we need to link back to our website, back to our media website. Facebook does not allow us to do commercial inclusion on our Facebook feed, which links over to the advertiser's website.
Okay, so don't ever directly link to the advertiser.
To the advertiser, right. And you want to drive people back to your website. So in this particular case, you can see it says virtual simulators can provide vital training, yada, yada. It links back over to their particular website. Okay, and that's an important part of the sell. The next piece of it is e-newsletters. And the e-newsletter promotion is really important. You might have an e-newsletter that goes out weekly, monthly, etc. And then you're going to include that article in the e-newsletter.
Okay, so can we talk a little bit about pricing and how to sell it?
Sure. So there's a bunch of different ways that you can handle it. What I really prefer to do is really sell it backwards. I would prefer, if you're my advertiser, to go to the advertiser and help them understand this concept, understand the idea. After you like the idea, I typically would say, do you love it? And your answer would be, great. What would you be willing to pay?
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Zero. Exactly. Isn't that what all advertisers say?
I don't have any money.
Yeah, exactly. So if you love the idea, something like this, what is it worth to you? And you're trying to drive them to a price point that is as high as the market will bear. So in the consumer space, I've seen paid content online on a website that has medium traffic, medium to high traffic, $1,500 to $1,700 a month. On B2B sites, I've seen it as high as $2,000. But every single website is different. Every single company is different. Every audience is different. But here's the best advice that I can give publishers watching this video. Don't start low. You can always come down on the price. It's always more difficult to go up on the price. And I can assure you of this. Advertisers absolutely love sponsored content. They love it. And the readers do too. And there's many national surveys that prove to us that sponsored content, paid content, native advertising, that readers absolutely love it.
Look forward to more videos on this topic throughout the year.